Hey, and what is going on, everybody? It's Scion Life back here with another video, and I just got back in from washing my car. I checked to see that the new Acura Integra had been revealed. I was scrolling through the memes of it, and oh man. I had just made a video the other day in which I put the Acura Integra in a list of 6 cars I'm excited to see in the next 2 years. And I should have known that after the second gen NSX, that Acura would let me down again. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think of the new Acura Integra, and we're just going to get right into, is the Acura Integra a flop on release? Alright, so let's start with the styling. The original Acura Integra was a 2-door coupe that was meant to tackle the mountain passes and set record lap times. Now this car was meant to be had fun with on back roads and in the mountains, and the new Acura Integra just looks like a Honda Accord. It does. It looks like a family sedan. It looks like something you would walk into a Honda dealership, tell the salesman that you need something reliable with good gas mileage, and he would point you in the direction of the new Acura Integra. I can't believe this is a 4-door sedan now. And I think that this was a really bad move by Acura because all of these car enthusiasts were so excited for the Acura Integra to come back. We were hoping for a nice, stylish coupe with good reliability, of course, as the Honda, but also with a good motor. The 6-speed manual that was supposed to come with it, supposed to handle well, but now we see that it's just a sedan. It's basically Acura's version of the Honda Accord. Now there are some redeeming features of this car. I do think that the front fascia, like the headlight assembly, I do think it looks pretty aggressive. But from the side profile, it just kind of ruins it. And the fact that it has 4 doors just makes it seem like a normie economy car now instead of something cool that car enthusiasts would want to drive. And I do understand the approach by Acura. They want something that will sell like the Accord does. They want a nice economy 4-door sedan that normal people, non-car people will buy. But this design does come at the expense of car enthusiasts, and I feel like a lot of us after this have lost some respect for Acura. First, the second gen NSX was way off the mark, both in pricing and what people were expecting, and now this, it's really just tainting the name of the Acura Integra, the original one. So while I'm on the topic of the nameplate, let me go ahead and touch on this real quick. The way that car manufacturers have been going with things like the Charger, that was a really cool muscle car back in the 60s and 70s, was a 2-door coupe. Now today it is a sports sedan. The Mustang moniker, it was always a cool 2-door V8 coupe that went fast in a straight line. Now it's a 4-door electric sedan, and Acura has gone this route. Now they have ruined the nameplate of the Integra. So now if somebody says that they own an Integra, as a car enthusiast, you have to be like, wait a second, are you talking about the cool one from the 90s, or are you talking about the Honda Accord from 2021? So now let's get into the meat of the car, what every car enthusiast wants to know. What kind of engine does the new Acura Integra come with? It's coming with the Civic SI's turbo engine. And I think that this is one of the few redeeming qualities about the new Acura Integra. The Acura Integra has always shared a platform with the Honda Civic, and so this car will be no different. It'll come with a 1.5 inline 4-cylinder turbocharged, of course, and it'll probably make somewhere in the ballpark of 200 to 220 horsepower, just like the Civic Si. And of course, you pair this with the 6-speed manual you can option it with, and it sounds like a great car. But then you look at it from the outside. It is a 4-door sedan. You are driving a Honda Accord. And I feel like the motor and transmission had a lot of potential coming from Acura. The fact that they brought back the Civic shared platform into this Integra, I thought it was very cool, and it was a very neat throwback to the Integras from the 80s and 90s. As you guys probably know, those Integras also shared platforms with the Civics at the time. And with the way the car world is going nowadays, of course, non-car people are the ones that are buying the bulk of these cars. It's not car enthusiasts, and we have to remember that. So what they're looking for is just a very efficient four-cylinder, four-door sedan that they can drive to work, they can take the kids to soccer practice or whatever. And the fact that it comes with the Integra nameplate makes them feel kind of like they're in a sporty car, I guess. But I just can't help but feel as a car enthusiast, I mean, they put in the turbo four-cylinder, they put in the six-speed manual transmission if you want it, but they just ruined it with the styling. It's going to be super heavy, it's going to have a lot of tech on it, it's just going to be an economy car with the Integra nameplate. And I just guess, as a car enthusiast, I had my hopes too high for this car. I was really hoping for a two-door coupe with the Civic platform and the six-speed manual that would be available for car enthusiasts. But I just had my head up in the clouds. The way that car manufacturers are going these days, as I've already mentioned, is not in that direction. They want to please the public, but they're also alienating car enthusiasts. But the fact that we make up such a small minority of car buyers in the modern world does not help whenever we want something to be brought back. For example, this Integra. And so, before I get too far off on a rant about the way that car manufacturers are going and the way that they're alienating car enthusiasts, let's talk about the price point of this car. It is somewhere in the ballpark of $30,000. So it will be designed to compete with cars like the WRX, the Golf GTI, and even the Civic Si, which to me doesn't really make a lot of sense. You're essentially putting out competition for the Civic Si, which will limit sales for both. They are both Honda products, both Honda cars, which is another reason I would bring up as to why it doesn't make sense that they turn the Integra into a four-door quote-unquote sport sedan, just like the Civic Si. Now, at $30,000, you are getting a lot of car. You get four doors, you're getting the 1.5 liter turbo engine, getting a six-speed manual if you want it, which is all cool and dandy, but it just bothers me that they brought it back this way. I just wish it could have been the two-door coupe that it was in the 80s and 90s. And all that with the fact that it's going to be competing with the Honda Civic Si in the market, it just doesn't make sense. It's not a good move for Acura. So in conclusion, I feel like this car will ultimately flop. I feel like it will not make production after a few years just because the Civic Si is such a popular car, is such a popular nameplate. The Integra nameplate has been gone for so long and people are already akin to the Civic. They would rather drive the Honda Civic than the Acura Integra. And it's really disheartening to sit here and say that as a car enthusiast. I mean, I guess it's just come to be expected from car manufacturers nowadays. You know, the Camaro's going out of production. They're bringing it in with an electric four-door sedan. Mustang will eventually be out of production with the V8. The Mustang Mach-E has already taken over. They've turned the BRZ from a low-slung sports car into something that resembles, I mean, just a regular Camry or something. I mean, I guess it was to be expected. And even within Acura, the second generation NSX was a flop. I should have known that this was coming again. And man, I really had my hopes up for this car. I bet that y'all did too. I was really hoping it was going to be that two-door coupe that we all knew and loved from the 90s. And, you know, I was really looking forward to this car. But now that it's come out, I am just disappointed. But as always, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing and following along for more content like this. But for now, this is Scion Life, signing out.